So we have yesterday learned or discussed the one-act play written by William Stanley Houghton, that is The Dear Departed. In this one-act play, we have discussed a lot of aspects by the author. Here we have discussed that the human beings become dehumanized. Dehumanized means what? We have lost our humanity, a human concern to our dear ones or our near ones. We have lost everything and we have heading to the materialistic life. We are not giving any physical or any spiritual concern to our dear and near ones. Instead of giving priority of relationship, what we have given a more value to the materialistic life. Then the author shows about the human attitude in a satirical way. He shows in the play. Yesterday, even though we have laughed a lot of by seeing that drama, we have a number of facts here to be think. We have number of facts to be think. See, Mrs. Lecter's father was lying on bed and he was deceased, but never minded about that all things by Mrs. Letter. She was thinking about the materialistic that belongs to her father, and she was encouraged her husband to have it torn them. Here, lastly, we have just seen that we lost our moral values, modesty, decency, and obligations. Here we have to think about that. We have lost moral values. To the play, we can understand that. At least we have given the self-respect to the deceased persons. Instead of giving that respect, we have lost that one and we have just gone for to have materialistic enjoyment and modesty. We have to be modest. That we have lost. Decency we have lost. And obligation. That is our concerns we have lost to the deceased one. So yesterday we have discussed studied a lot of things through that one-act play. So today we have somewhat to think and somewhat to discuss about through that play. So dear students, if you have textbook, turn over page number 37. So the last class we have learned we have studied that Henry and Mrs. Slater was trying to pinch her father's bureau as well as her father's slippers, and this was seen by the small daughter Victoria, and she was encouraged that whether they were doing stealing on that. Then Henry said that no, we are not stealing, we are just having it for our own. So today let us discuss about next part. Victoria said, he was trying this morning. Mrs. Slater appears carrying a handsome cloak under her arms. So here Victoria proclaimed that he might not be in that common sense. He is out of sense. He was driving this morning. That is why he had given that permission to you to take that bureau. At the same time, what happened? Her mother has brought a mantelpiece, that is a clock, in her arm. Mrs. Slater said, I thought I had fetched this down as well. She puts it on the mantelpiece. Our clothes were nothing, and this always appealed to me. Here we have to think about Mrs. Slater, how much she was greedy. Her greedy was not at all end of the point. Whatever the small things she got, she wants to have it. Now she took bureau and she encouraged to take her father's slippers for husband. Next, cloth. That cloth has also she has taken, and she was giving the excuse. The one which in our room, it was worthless, useless. So instead of that cloth, we can use the new cloth which is in our father's room. So like that she stole that also. Then Victoria said, "That's grandpa's cloth. That's grandpa's cloth." Hesitantly, Victoria said to her mother, "Mom, it was grandpa's cloth. Why you have taken it?" Mrs. Slater said, "Be quiet. It's ours now. Come, Henry, lift your head." Now, she ordered her husband to take the end of that bureau, and they were trying to take it downstairs. At the time, what happened? Let's see. Henry and Mrs. Slater, very hot and flushed. Very hot and flushed here means they were very curious to take that bureau to downstairs, and they were very tired. And staggering with a pretty old-fashioned bureau containing a locked desk. Here, stagger means walking slowly through an upstairs to downstairs. Containing a locked desk. We have discussed with that. Locked desk means it means about that bureau which was locked. They put it where the chest of drawers was. Yesterday we have studied that. Yesterday we have noted that the chest of drawers which was old one, which is belongs to them, that is belongs to Mrs. Slater's. So they have replaced this chest of drawers to bureau to keep here, and straighten the ornaments, etc. There is a knock at that door. The knocking is repeated. When they just replaced the bureau and they have not taken the chest of drawers to father's room, at the same time the knock has repeatedly plunked in the door. So here mother has ordered Victoria to look up over there whether their aunt and uncle have come or not. So she was therefore to like a watchwoman. So she said, "Oh, it's them. They were coming." So they were already hardly barely they were kept all the things in a proper way, and they have formed their decency in a dressing way, and they have welcomed their dear ones. That means Mrs. Jordan and Mr. Jordan. Victoria ushers in Ben and Mrs. Jordan. Ushers means showing the way. So here I have told that Victoria being to be like a washerwoman. So she has shown the way to Mrs. Jordan and Mr. Jordan. The latter is a stove. Here the latter means related to the sister of Miss Amelia. So latter means here Jordan. Mrs. Latter is stout. That means stout means egoistic woman. She is also having an ego with her own sister. Complacent woman with an irritating air of being always right. Complacent means she was never to be down. She thinks that she was always right. What she was thinks, she was always right. She never give up with that to anyone. She is wearing an outfit of new mourning. Here mourning means a sad occasional dresses. Ben is also in complete new mourning. He is rather a jolly little man. Here you have to think that the description of Mrs. Jordan and Mrs. Jordan and Mr. Jordan, how they were looking at. Here you have to say that Mr. Jordan was a jolly person. Jolly person means a very happiest person. He does not have that much maturity or that much serious things that he has to be being there like a mon behavior or mon attitude. But at present, he was trying to adapt himself to the regrettable occasion. We have discussed clearly that he was a joyous person or jolly person, and he was trying himself to be sad because of that present occasions. Mrs. Jordan sails into the room and solemnly goes straight to Mrs. Slater and kisses her. The men shake hands. So what happened? Mrs. Slater, that is Mrs. Elizabeth, went to Amelia and kisses as okay, their own respect, their own customs in the British way. And Henry and Jordan gives shake hands. Here Mrs. Jordan said, well, Amelia, and so he's gone last. Well, Amelia, and so he's gone at last. By seeing this or reading this word, we feel that how much they are waiting for their father to be died. Have you understand, students? How much they are waiting for their father to die and have their assets and wills. In our family, are we waiting for anybody to die? Whether our grandfather, whether our forefathers, are we any time waiting for our relations to die? No, never. But the blood relation that daughter, Mrs. Amelia and Elizabeth were waiting for their father to die. By seeing this dialogue, we can understand like that. Mrs. Slater, yes, he is gone. He was 72 a fortnight last Sunday. Here the meaning of fortnight means 15 days after a Sunday. 15 days back of a Sunday day, he was celebrated his 72 years. That means fortnight here means only 15 days back of one Sunday morning. He was turned or he was over 72. She sniffs back a letter. She was showing her sorrow. She was acting like sorrows. Here Ben was the husband of Elizabeth. Now, Amelia, you mustn't give way. We all have got to die sometime or other. Ben has consolidated Amelia, said, hey, don't worry Amelia. It has to happen one day or other day. So, you don't need to worry about that. Mrs. Jordan, and now perhaps you will tell us all about it. Now, Mrs. Jordan said, that means Mrs. Elizabeth asked Amelia to explain what had happened to their father. Mrs. Slater, that means Amelia, said, father had been merry this morning. Merry means very happy. This morning, he went out soon after breakfast to pay his insurance. Dear Elizabeth, he was very happy, he was very merry, and he just woke up and he just got ready and he just went out to pay for insurance. When she was said this time, Ben has said, my word is a good thing he did. My word means, what is that? Wonderful. Wow, what a good person. What a sincere person. What a faithful person. So, my word, it's a good thing he did. He proclaimed. Mrs. Jordan said, he always was thoughtful in that way. He was too honorable to have gone without paying his premium. Mrs. Jordan here says about her father. He was not like a person who was having a lot of greedy and having a lot of selfishness. No, not like that person. He used to pay all the premiums, all the insurance according to the time. He was a very honorable person. They were praising at that time. Henry said, and when I come in, I found him undressed, sure enough, and snug in bed. When he prayed, he just came on and he was undressed. He removed his official dress and he was tired and he slept it comfortably there. Mrs. Slater said, and when we had finished dinner, I thought I had taken a bit of something on a tray. He was lying there for all the world as he was asleep. So I put the tray down on the bureau. Then correcting herself, not bureau, on the chest of drawers, and went to waken him. A pause. He was quite cold. Mrs. Slater explained, after dinner, I supposed to give something, fruits or something to do, something how to eat to father. So when I reached his home, he was slept like anything. So I kept that on the bureau. Suddenly he thought that, I should not say that bureau because I have taken that bureau to my room. So I have to correct. No, that is not bureau. That is a chest of drawers. So she was hiding that bureau matter to her sister. She was changing. She was correcting the word bureau to the chest of drawers. And she was trying to waking up to him. So that time he was very cold. A pause. They wiped their eyes and see back tears. When they were listened, all become very sad. They undergoes very sad. They felt very sad. Mrs. Slater, risingly, briskly at length, in a business-like tone. Now they have changed their all emotions and they become again a business mentality. Well, will you go up and look at him now, or shall we have tea? What the matter here we have to understand? Dear, do you want to visit him now, or either you want to have a tea now? Mrs. Jordan said, what do you say, Ben? Here you must understand that Ben, about the character, he was a person who was not in the world. He felt that he was not in the world. He was not particular about any real life. He was always feels about his life to be jolly. So at that time, Miss Jordan asked her husband, what do you say, Ben? The Ben said, I am not particular. I am not particular. I don't know. Whatever you do, I will follow you. That's all. Mrs. Jordan surveying the table. Well, then, if the kettle is ready, we may as well we have tea first. Okay, if the kettle, the teapot was ready, tea is ready, let us have first tea. Then we can visit our father. What a great things happening here. What a satirical way the author shows the concerning about the father first or having the tea first. By seeing we can have a laughing with that mentality. But here they have concerned tea the first. Okay. Mrs. Slater puts the kettle on the fire and gets tea ready. Henry said, one thing we may as well decide now is the announcement in the papers. Now Henry stopped the pause there and they started to discuss about the newspaper announcement about their father. Mrs. Jordan said, I was thinking of that. What would you put? Okay, by saying Henry, she was also agreeing. At the time, Mrs. Slater said, that Mrs. Elizabeth said that, I was also thinking about that. So, what we have to put? What is the matter we have to put in that paper? A pause. Mrs. Jordan said, well, we will think about in after tea. And then we will look through a bit of things and make a list of them. There's all the furniture in his room. Say, they have again changed the topic. Whatever the things happened in official way, we will think after that. Let's have first tea. Then let us make all the list about what are the things in his room. Let us make a list. They started in a business way. They started to think about materialistic life. They never concerned about the body which was lying on the bed. They were not at all respected their father. They are not giving the things, or they are not particular about the relationship. They started to make a list. And he said, there is no jewelry or valuable of that sort. He was very disappointed by saying this word. By the way, he had no jewelry or anything valuable in his room. Mrs. Jordan said, except his gold watch. He promised that to our Jimmy. See, they started to counted all the things. Mrs. Elizabeth started. Yeah, I know that. My father had a gold watch. He was promised to give to my son Jimmy. At the same time, Mrs. Slater asked, promised to your Jimmy? I never heard of that. The dispute starts again here. Mrs. Jordan and Mrs. Slater. Mrs. Jordan said that it was promised to my son Jimmy. At the time, hey, when it happened? I don't know that. I didn't have that. Father also haven't not told me. It was not known how it happened. Because they are too greedy to have everything account to themselves only. Mrs. Jordan said, oh, but he did. Amelia, when he was living with us, he was very fond of Jimmy. Here, dear students, you must understand that in between the drama, so there is a rules that every Mayweather has told their daughters. Every 5 years, he will replace with their home. 5 years he will used to stay Elizabeth's house, and next 5 years he used to stay in Amelia's house. So here Elizabeth said that when he was with us, he promised that his watch can be given to their son Jimmy. Mrs. Slater, well, amazed. I don't know whether he was promised or not. How can we ask to him? Because he was dead. You are telling like that. Anyhow, there is his insurance money. Have you got the receipt for the premium he paid this morning? Now, Ben has changed the topics. Yeah, you have told that Mr. Meriwether went to pay his premium. Have you got the receipt of that money? Mrs. Slater, I have not seen it. Victoria jumps up from the sofa and comes behind the table. By listening these all things, the 10 years last girl, that is Victoria, jumped on that sofa and comes behind their parents. Victoria said, Mother, I don't think Grandpa went to pay his insurance this morning. She was particular that his grandfather was not going to pay his premium. Mrs. Slater, he went out. Mrs. Slater said that he went out. Amelia said, he went out. I know that, Victoria. Victoria said, yes, he went out. But he didn't go into the town. He met old Mr. Tattersall down the street and they went off past St. Philip's Church. Victoria here explained why he went. He was not going to pay the premium. He just met Mr. Tattersall and they were togetherly went St. Philip's Church at the street corner. He was not going to pay the premium. When Ben was asked, do you think he hasn't paid it? Was it overdue? they were having a doubt regarding about the premiums. They started to worry. Ben has asked, did he pay? Did not pay? Was it overdue? Mrs. Slater, I should think it was overdue. She was also now worried about the payment premium, and she was blaming. I think he is not paid. It was overdue. Mrs. Jordan said, something tells me he is not paid it. Again, Elizabeth also started worried about that. Now they all started to worried about the premium which he did not pay. They are not particular that whether he had paid or whether he had not paid. They started to worried, and together they were asking each other whether he had paid or not. Ben, the drunken old beggar. Now they started to blaming their father. Before they respected, they said that this honorable person who never make a failure of payment. Now they started to call him the old drunken beggar. See how pathetic condition. The decency here we can say was lost. The decency of the way was lost. So the students, let us conclude here for the class now. So here we have to see that we lost our moral values and modesty, decency and obligations throughout our doubt and throughout our worries. Once we respect, once we honored with others, the later we came to know the things which are negatively done, then we lost our moral values and we lost our modesty and decency. We have changed a lot of by our own thoughts. So this our today's class. So see you tomorrow.